episode, we're discussing how to manage a toxic boss, alongside sharing our top tips. So stay with us and enjoy.
You know, I don't literally look at it like it was easy. The bit that always gets me that I'm like, I could never do that. Actually, there's two things. One, I couldn't run long distances in a heavy boot.
Yeah.
I don't get that. I mean, your feet, how does that work? I have to have a well-supported cushioned shoe.
So yeah, we've had a few accidents along the way. So my summers consisted of kind of being like, do you need to go to the toilet? Do you need a wee? Do you need to go to the toilet like a million times? And making sure I've either got a potty in the near vicinity, in the boot of my car, that there's a toilet nearby, or I at least have like 20 million pairs of changes of clothes just in case we get a code red, which we've had a few times.
Do you mean code brown?
Or a code brown, which we have absolutely.
Been the more subtle demonstrations of toxicity. So, for example, a boss who doesn't listen to you, a boss who may not listen to you but favoritizes other people around you and in your team, and makes that very known, very obvious, and really sort of leads to you feeling quite dismissed.
Yeah, no, that's an interesting word you use there, damage, because I think that in my experience of being in a toxic working environment definitely runs true, because I think just picking up on something you said there about that power and control element, I think that's, if somebody has some of those toxic traits that we're talking about here, that power and control and that need to dictate can be really strong.
Yeah.
And then equally, they then don't hold themselves accountable in that manner. Like they just hold everybody else accountable and to that level. And that can be incredibly demoralizing to work in.
Some days this individual, my boss, was really nice, and that would be disconcerting. Like, she would ask you actually quite nice questions and seem curious about you and your life and what you were doing, but in the next breath she could be absolutely yelling her head off at you. So it was I found it very emotionally draining. I found it very manipulative as well. So
it's a hell of a roller coaster when I think somebody has that capacity, and I've been in that situation as well, where somebody has that capacity just to change within an instant, and you are suddenly, you thought you were here talking about this thing, and this was the view, this was the take, this is the situation, and then all of a sudden you find yourself, actually we're talking about this over there, and it's totally different, and we're not, this is not my understanding, this is completely different. It's a hell of a roller coaster. So week, and remember, you've got this.